power, light and power. By the way, I understand Red Plastic Bag is celebrating a birthday today. I don't know if he was born the same time that the power company came into being, but that's another story altogether. Let's say good morning and welcome to Mr. Peter Williams, the Managing Director of the Barbados Light and Power. How are you doing, sir? Good morning to you. We have also Ms. Frida Nichols, who I'm meeting for the first time. Good morning, Frida. She was the head of market development, or is the head of market development and PR at the Barbados Port Incorporated. And Mr. Leroy Williams, who is a retiree. Good morning. We are celebrating. Where's the cake? Anyway,
well, there are two celebrations this morning. There's the 100th anniversary of the Barbados Light and Power Company and the 50th anniversry of the Barbados Port Authority. So the both of you somehow have grown together, even though the Light and Power is a bit ahead of you, Frida.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Williams, talk about this relationship between the two of you, though. What's going on?
Well, I think we've obviously both contributed to the development of Barbados. You can't have a vibrant economy without a active port, and both for imports and exports, and certainly we believe that you can't have a vibrant economy without a reliable source of power. And I know that the 100th anniversary is about the celebration of electricity service and not about the company. And certainly we are looking forward to continuing to share this year's anniversary with our public, our customers, our shareholders.
It's going to be hard to divorce the two, though, the company and the electricity service.
Yes.
But what has been, I suppose, why has it been so good? Because I grew up in Trinidad, and there used to be a lot of power outages, I mean, when I was growing up. So why has it been such a different scenario in Barbados? Why has it been so stable?
Well, I wouldn't say we don't have power outages. I know Leroy, being a retiree, Leroy has worked, I think, 44 years with the company, being retired now 10, and his history would certainly, he can speak to the experiences of the early days, and certainly we had power outages and we continue to have them, but our aim and intent is to try and improve the reliability of service, because in this modern era, people need to know that when they get up, they switch on the lights, they can get started at work, they can continue to do whatever they have to do without interruption. And everyone depends now on a reliable service.
You're the first English-speaking Caribbean country to bring power to its people, the Barbados Light and Power Company, and to document that you've released and created a book documenting your history. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, we were very fortunate. Dr. Henderson Carter, who is a well-known historian and lecturer, he agreed to research and write the book. And we started that activity back in 2008, knowing that it takes quite a long time to complete the research. And we chronicle the history of the company, not again in just what happened within the company, but what happened within Barbados. So it's in the social context of all the things that took place from 1911, right through the wars, right through the riots of 1937, independence, all of those things that were so significant to Barbados. And certainly, again, it's one thing to say, well, you have a good operating power company, but you can't have that without a stable political climate, without people who are industrious, without the educational system to provide us with the skills. So all of those things have been, I think, a very important part of what has contributed to our growth as well as a company.
What does it mean to you now to head this company at this signal moment, its 100th anniversary?
Well, obviously, I'm very pleased to be here at this time. I've worked with the company now 33 years, and we have a tremendous group of employees. So again, it's very happy. I'm very happy to be part of the group that is here at this time to celebrate 100 years, and I hope that a number of us will be there when we get to 110 and 120.
Nice. Let's move incrementally. Like Leroy Williams, you're a retiree now for the last few years, but you've worked there for 44 years?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was good for me because I think that I was very dedicated to my job, and I loved my job because it was one of these jobs where you work behind the scenes and making sure Barbados is supplied with electricity, and I was very proud of that.
You said it with such pride on his face, look at his face, beaming brightly. What was your job at the plant?
My job was steam plant operator.
What's that?
Spring yarding.
What did you do?
Well, I would have been making sure the plant is run properly, and all the electricity, produce electricity to the country, as I said, and make sure there's no problems in the plant. If there's any problems, well, then I notify I had about 4 other persons in the plant at various points, so I would just have to call them up if there are alarms, ask them to rectify the position, and we move on. And working in relation with SCADA at the garrison, if there are outages also, then we will put back on load or take off load of carbon.
That's confusing to a lot of us.
I know it is.
Just want the very switch that comes on. You're talking about loads. And so for a lot of us, it's confusing that it doesn't come from one place, but there's so many different loads as you go, and you can actually control that.
Yes.
Who gets power when?
Yeah.
There was a time when not everybody, for instance, those of us in St. Lucie, we didn't quite get power because it didn't reach all the way out.
Right. But then,
were you around for that?
Not quite. Maybe in some areas, but not St. Lucie per se. But maybe there's some districts that I would have been around to help supply, you know, with the expansion of the company.
Right.
Because when I first started, we were at the garrison, and with 2 plants at the garrison, 2 big plants, which was only 2 megawatts. And we thought that that was ever so big. But then when we got to Spring Garden, 2 steam plants, and they're 20 megawatts each. And then you have progressed with the low speeds, 12 megawatts each. So the development, and then we progress and spread our wings out, and then the country is well supplied now.
We'll talk about the development a little bit more, but Frida, the port coming together to why this connection?
Well, this is an initiative by Barbados Light and Power. Their employees connected with us, and they have a history of having this big football match every year. And this year they thought, well, both companies are celebrating significant anniversaries, so therefore let us come together. And it's really looking forward to being, you know, good synergy. The staff is really on board. We have a football team with some past footballers that refuse to recognize that they're past. And no, and they are fit, they are ready, and they are raring to go, and the challenge has been laid. So this evening at Bridgefield playing field in St. Thomas, Barbados Light and Power versus Barbados Port Inc., and we expect about 500 of staff members.
What time is it kicking off?
Starts at 7.
All right. Because I was going to ask, because you said that they were having these football matches all the time, I was going to ask if you had a team and if you
Oh, we have a team now.
Oh,
yes. Our members play for different teams, and I think that Barbados Light and Power members as well. But they've come together. We even have rotating subs for this evening. So it's part of the anniversary. The anniversary celebration is really, yes, to get the public information out there, let people know about what contribution the port has been making and some of our challenges and what we plan to do as we go forward. But in addition, it's dealing with synergy among the staff members, and we're looking forward to improving our customer service over the next year. So once you're looking at that as the move towards the public, you need to ensure that all your staff is on board, and our celebrations have been geared toward getting the staff on board. A lot of interconnection, and our anniversary shirt every Friday we wear. This is the first time I'm wearing mine.
Well done, well done. We're not going to say it to HR today, but contribution and service, that's the motto, the theme of your celebration as you continue as well. And no doubt a lot of this is going, this connection, this crossing really of yourselves is going to continue for the rest of the anniversary year, I suppose.
Yes, I'm sure we're going to have other connections. Yes.
And I would mention too that the Royal Bank of Canada in Barbados is 100 years this year, and we have been partnering with them with historic walks and other activities. We certainly recognize that, you know, we're not alone in this. There are other people who have contributed and who are playing a significant part. And I'm glad our employees have been linked up. We have an Employee Relations Council, and they have taken the lead in a number of activities, including involving Red Plastic Bag. So happy birthday to him as well.
Indeed, happy birthday, Red.
We just heard the song for the first time. You, for the first time, we were rehearsing, so we got to hear it. But there's the release of a song. There's going to be the release of the book, the 100th anniversary memento, but there's also a parade, I understand?
Yes, we have a motorcade which takes place tomorrow and starts at the garrison and culminates in our employee activities by Brandon's speech. And so I know there were some changes to the route, but people can certainly look for it around Bridgetown. And Red Plastic Bag will be part of that. And certainly yesterday we had Leroy's part of our Retirees Council, and we've launched that, and so that we have our retirees involved and continue to be part of our family. in the company.
Fantastic.
Peter, I want to ask you, I know you've been out of there for about 10 years, and maybe if you go back there, then things might be like a lot different than the time you left, but what are some of the major changes that occurred during your time there?
Well, the increase of plant, as I said, and when I left, then the plant was computerized. I think that's one of the major achievements, having the plant computerized.
What did you love most about working with the Barbados Light and Power Company?
Just knowing that I was serving Barbados.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to make me cry. Don't do that to me, man. Just to know I was serving Barbados. That's so noble. So very, very noble. Were you ever scared? Were you ever, because it's a weight on your shoulders. We have a whole island dependent on you, and we expect you to be there every time we flick a switch.
Yeah, well, I was dedicated. I was dedicated to my job. But I think the most frightening experience I would have had is during the 1970s, early 70s, when there was a flood.
Right.
And I had to be evacuated from spring yarding because all along there was flooded out. So we had to shut down the plant and get out.
Electricity and water is not a good combination. What are some of the accomplishments on the board, Frida, that they'll be celebrating in this 50th anniversary? And even as they celebrate, what are some of the things they would like to see come on?
Oh, well, certainly moving from a statutory board to corporatization, which in 2004 meant that we were more operating like a private company. Decisions being made, more autonomy invested in the board and the management. We are looking forward to really upgrading our customer service. That's going to be our major focus. In terms of contribution, we are the only port, but you have to change your mindset to be competitive. And we have been looking over the years and achieving improvements in terms of our infrastructure, delivery, turnaround time from maybe 2 to 3 days to 24 hours. We've been increasing the capacity in the port itself by infrastructure development, upgrading of our berthing space. There's a lot of talk about the new crew spirit to come on board. And in terms of the staff, retooling, retraining. Because just like Light and Power, we move from break bulk to containerization and computerization. So we have our ISPS code, which is the security code that came in after the 9/11 situation. So it's a combination of all the departments, our marine department upgrading our equipment and our shipping, our new tug, our new pilot boat, gantry train. But you have to keep up with technology and developments because you are serving internationally, you're serving the world. Huge cruise ships come in, the cargo ships are getting larger, and of course we have to deliver.
Yes, part of the pride of Barbados. We're running out of time, but we're going to give you the last word, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
What would you like to see for Light and Power as we look forward to the next 100?
Actually, here in Frida, very similar. I think our theme for the year is Power in our Nation's Progress. And certainly, excuse me, we view that for Barbados to be competitive, we have to provide a service that makes hotels, industry, the finance sector, all of those things competitive. And we recognize that our futures, and we've had conversations, I know, here and other places before, that our future now has to be away from oil, and I know the Minister has spoken about that yesterday. So we are looking to challenge ourselves and our young team at Barbados Light and Power to move us into a future that's going to be bright for Barbados.
Well, it's looking bright indeed. Peter Williams, the Managing Director of the Barbados Light and Power Company, who are celebrating their 100th anniversary this year. Frida Nichols, the Head of Market Development and Public Relations at the Barbados Port Incorporated, who are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. And Evergreen, Mr. Leroy Williams, a retiree of the Barbados Light and Power Company. Thank you so much and congratulations on your anniversary.
Don't forget the big football match tonight.
And that big football match tonight, Bridgefield St. Thomas, begins at 7. Let's go kick a ball and have a great time while we're there. Taking a break, and we'll come right back with even more.
Steadfastly on our quest, powering our nation's progress. 100 years of dedication, 100 years